Hey class, welcome. This is CISS 316 Cisco Networking Academy, CCNA Cybersecurity Operations. My name is Paim Hoja, and I'll be your instructor for this course. Now, this is the second 8 weeks of spring 2022, all right? And this course is going to last 8 weeks, all right? Just right off the bat, I'm going to be upfront and real with you guys. So this is a very fast-paced course. There's a lot of content and a lot of labs. So expect about 8 to 12 hours a week, just dedicating your time hitting these labs, all right? Now, in the first 2 weeks, we're not going to quite get into them, but once week 3 rolls around, we're going to be logging into the NetAcad, which is Cisco's own kind of learning management system. And we're going to be able to do virtual labs, get some of the hands-on technical experience that's needed to take the CCNA exam, or at least the cybersecurity operations one. All right. Anyways, so yeah, this specific class is mostly what you're going to learn, the introductory basics of what you need to know to be a SOC analyst, or Cybersecurity Operations Center analyst. All right. It's a very good course. I mean, it goes hand in hand with your Security Plus. If you have your CCNA, which is the networking Cisco certified network associate, it goes very well with this class. Okay. Now, this specific class, I do recommend having some prior experience, because in cybersecurity and networking, because there's quite a bit of topics that may go over your head if you don't have some of that experience under your belt already. If you don't already, it's okay. It's just going to take a little longer. You may have to dedicate a couple more hours just to play catch up. All right. I don't want to discourage anyone, but I just do want to be upfront. You do need some prior experience, or it'll definitely be helpful, and it's going to take about 8 to 12 hours a week. And I'm not exaggerating on that part. Okay? Anyways, so this is going to be our first overview video. It's going to go over the syllabus and what's in store for Module 1, or Week 1. All right, so in general, the way my classes works, it's relatively well structured. It's just structured in the way that I'll have an overview video for every week, and then every week actually starts on a Thursday and ends on a Wednesday. All right, so except for this specific Week 1. All right, technically classes start on the 15th, on a Tuesday, today. So this is the only exception, but let me actually show you the calendars. Usually week 1 will start on the 15th, but usually week 2 will start on the 24th, and then it will end on the 30th. Week 3 will start on the 31st, and then end on the 6th, because, 31st is a Thursday. The end of the weeks usually all fall on a Wednesday evening, and then Thursdays is the start of the new week. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I outline it in my syllabus. I'll send out another announcement again. But in general, make sure you remember the start of a week, moving forward, except for this week, week 2 and on, will start on a Thursday, and weeks usually end on a Wednesday. All right, so week 1 ends on March 23rd. Okay. Now, I do this because it's usually classes start on weird days, like on a Saturday or Tuesday, and it kind of messes up the week. Also, having different due dates. I know a lot of classes usually have a work week from Monday to Sunday. This kind of switches things up and allows you to distribute some of your classwork throughout the week, so everything's not due on Sunday, right? I kind of want to help you guys out in that term. So it may be a little weird, but you'll catch on it real quick. Anyways, so yeah, this is going to be our first overview video, and usually every week, Thursday mornings, I post or Thursday mornings or Wednesday evenings, I'll post the following week or that week's new overview video, and it kind of outlines what's in store for the rest of the week, what activities you have to do, go over the discussion board, any specific information that I need to get out to you, okay? Will be in those videos. Now, I've been teaching at American River College for, I want to say about 3 or 4 years now. This specific class itself, CISS 316, it's going to be my first time teaching it. So bear with me if, things are kind of still trying to put things together. Okay. So this is actually, this course itself, 316, is a relatively newer course. I was brought into the Los Rios program, I want to say a year or two ago. So it's relatively new. A lot of the professors are still picking it up. So yeah, we just think it's really important. It's a great opportunity for people coming into or getting continuing education, or want to go into the cybersecurity field. It's a great way to great class to prep you guys to not only take your certification for your CCNA cybersecurity operations certificate, but just in general going into the security field. All right. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get started. So usually I start off my classes, with the overview video, and you can find that overview video in 2 places. You can find them in the announcements. So every week I'll post the overview video in the announcements section. You can go right here. And then also every week I'll have a overview video page. So every week's broken down into a module, except for week 1 we have module 0, which is kind of the course orientation, and module 1 due. But then module 2 is week 2 and so on. Okay. So I'll have the overview video in the introduction as well. All right. Let's see. Next, once you watch the overview video, you want to get to your content and assignments by going to the modules button right here I have for you guys. Now, I recommend everyone to avoid going direct. I know some people go directly to assignments and quizzes and assignments, or directly to see what items you have to do. I don't recommend that just because things might get mixed up. So I highly recommend, if you're taking this specific class, just jump into the module section whenever the start of the week, to pull up every single page that's due for that week or for that specific module, to have it all in front of you. Okay? You can also click start here if it's week 1. It'll just take you to the same place, to be honest. Anyways, so usually I recommend everyone every week just log into Canvas and go to your module section. All right. Now, I guess we'll just go down the list. We'll, this week, I want module 0 and 1 completed, and I'll just quickly go over what's in store for module 0 and 1. All right. As this is our course orientation. All right, so for module 0, it's going to be our course orientation. I'm going to have our welcome video, so this video right here is just going to be posted right here. Now, the next page is going to be our welcome letter. Now, this welcome letter, everyone should have received a copy of it via email. If you've not, go ahead, read through this thoroughly. This kind of gives you a kind of overview of exactly what to expect from this class specifically. Okay, it's just very, very high summary. We go more into detail in the syllabus, but I'll just go through this real quickly with you guys as well. So this is a welcome letter, right? You're enrolled into CCNA cybersecurity operations. All right. Now, my name is Payam Hojat, and I'm going to be the instructor for this course. Yeah. And a little bit about me, I'm very passionate about cybersecurity and want to help develop and grow students into aspiring security professionals. All right. Anyways, this course is an intermediate level course. It requires or highly recommended to have cybersecurity experience and at least a couple other courses. Okay. But this course in general provides the skills and information needed to assess the threat landscape of a potential breach and understand how to respond and mitigate a potential cyber attack. Okay. Remember, you're in the Security Operations Center role. Whenever there is a specific attack, you have to know how to respond to it and identify those IOCs, indicators of compromises, and identify where the artifacts are within a breach, and be able to analyze, put things together, correlate, and try to create a timeline and picture, because an attack in general is kind of like a story, and your job is to write that story of how that exactly happened, to kind of like debrief and let the executive management know, hey, this is what exactly happened. Now, you don't have to go into technical details of this specific IP address or whatever, but it will help you write that story. It kind of gives you the skeletons, right, when you want to present something. Anyways, so the main goal of this course is for students to get hands-on technical experience as a security operations analyst and to understand the processes and procedures of investigating, correlating, and reverse engineering a successful cyber attack. This will definitely help you coming out of this class or college or continuing education. Definitely will prepare you and make you a more it'll look better on your resume, to say the least, right? You're gonna stand out in front of some of those other competition that you may have. All right. This class will help students learn how to use different security tools, which is very, very big, because a lot of people, yes, they take some of these security classes, but they don't have the technical knowledge and hands-on keyboard. Now, this class, you actually get to use those tools, all right, in a controlled environment, all right. And you get to understand the underlying processes in IT systems and how they interact with one another. Okay. Now, furthermore, upon the completion of this course, students will have the necessary knowledge and experience to take the CCNA Cybersecurity Operations Certification exam. Now, once you complete it, I have to double check, but you will get a discount if you pass the final exam with a specific grade. I have to double check for you guys. You will get a discount. You won't get a voucher, but you'll be able to take it, and it does prep you pretty well. Okay. Now, this is an 8-week course. Starts on March 15th. Last day of instruction is this thing's May 18th. This is a very fast-paced course with a lot of labs. All right, so these first 2 weeks, not so much, but once we hit week 3, there's going to be a lot. And these labs are all going to be done through NDG and the NetAcad, which is Cisco's Academy or learning management system. All right, and we'll go into how to utilize and get into those labs specifically as the time comes. All right. If you have a full schedule this semester, I would not recommend this class for you just because the amount of work it requires. Okay. If this is a course where you have to dedicate a lot of time and it's not something where you can just turn in and then move forward, right? A lot of things will go over your head if you're not sitting there paying attention, and it will be confusing. All right. So if you have the time, definitely take it. It's definitely beneficial. But if you don't think you'll be able to handle that workload, maybe try a different semester. I don't want to scaring you one away, but it is quite a bit. Anyways, just come in with an open mind and willingness to learn, and you should be great to be. You should do great, to be honest. I mean, if you've gone this, if you're able to take this class, if this sparked your interest, then I'm sure everyone has some type of passion with security, and there's a specific reason why they're choosing this road. So I'm sure everyone's gonna want to continue to take this class. So I don't have any doubts that anyone wouldn't want to take it. Also, I'm a great professor. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, the specific class, there's no textbook required. So, free. There's a lot of classes out there which will require your textbook, but that's one of the nice things about this. Having everything virtual, specifically sponsored by Cisco, right? They kind of provide everything for us. Okay? So, all course material will be available for free through Cisco NetAcad and, Canvas. And you can get to Cisco NetAcad by clicking on this link right here. All right, it'll actually take you to a login page. We have to log in. And when you're using NetAcad, okay, I recommend using Google Chrome. Now, I personally use Brave as my browser. NetAcad has some weird, whenever I use Brave, it blocks a lot of, the pop-ups that you need for NetAcad. So it doesn't work quite as well. So if you're using NetAcad when the time comes doing our labs and taking the assessment and quizzes, I recommend using Google Chrome. Okay? Personally, I have to switch back and forth, which kind of sucks. So I know the drag it may be, Anyways, so for this first 2 weeks, full participation is required. We're going to be doing Module 0 and 1. So Module 0, of course, I'm going to repeat again, it's going to be the course orientation. And then Module 1, we're going to go into security basics, all right? So we're not going to log into NetAcad for the first 2 weeks. This first 2 weeks, we're just going to do some basic things. I'm going to post some lecture videos. It's not of me specifically, but it's this other professor who's taught security operations, and he does a great job going over everything. All right, so definitely going to use him as a resource here. Okay, so there are a couple weird due dates that I want everyone to be aware of. Okay, so for Module 0, the course orientation, right, I want everyone to review and watch this video and review the syllabus and take the syllabus quiz by March 16th, Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. All right, so you guys have 48 hours to, log in, take the syllabus quiz. This will allow me to know who's actually interested in the class, because I have a long wait list. And, some people are waiting to get in. And if this allows me to know who's actually want to take this class and who's not going to, drop out, 5 days later, and someone's going to miss out on actually who wants to take this class, they're going to miss out on being able to take it. So I'm going to give everyone, 48 hours, go ahead, take the syllabus quiz, or email me why you can't take the syllabus quiz before. Otherwise, I'm going to reach out to you and say, hey, are you still interested? And then, potentially drop you if you don't respond, because, I have a huge wait list for this specific class. All right, so make sure you go ahead, take it. I'll make sure I communicate to you. I'm not going to drop you immediately. Just going to follow up with you guys. But, the due date for that is going to be Wednesday evening, 11:59 p.m. on the 16th. In addition to that, for Module 0, the course orientation, there is going to be a student introduction discussion board. So being online, it kind of sucks because you don't get to meet with your peers and you can't really network as much. So I really like to encourage discussion boards, because then you can at least get to talk to some of the people in your field, in your class. And so I kind of want to do an icebreaker. So there's going to be a student introduction discussion board. All right. Now it's not going to be due until March 23rd, Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. That's going to be the end of week 1. So all assignments are going to be due at the very end of week, which is Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. All right. So that's why the student introduction is going to be due on March 23rd. It's the end of week 1 at a Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. Okay? That's just for module 0. Nothing too big. Now for module 1, right, security basics, I want everyone to review the lecture videos, review the PowerPoint slides, and then also you guys will have some assignments that are to be turned in. So I want there's module 1 labs and module 1 activity. Both of those to be turned in at Wednesday evening, or March 23rd, Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. That's the end of the week 1, all right? Because, was it March 24th on Thursday? That's the beginning of week 2, all right? So you have to complete all the, module 0 and module 1 by the end of March 23rd, 11:59 p.m. I'm going to keep on repeating this until, you guys pick up on it. All right. Everything's going to be due, all right, on that Wednesday for week 1. Now, for discussion boards, I like, as I mentioned, I like having students interact with one another because, one of the disadvantages of online is you don't really get to sit next to your friend or someone you're going to be networking with, classmates, people in your field. So every discussion board, I require everyone to at least respond to 2 other students, okay? 2 other students. If you don't respond to at least 2 other students within any of your discussion boards, you're going to only be able to get up to half credit, all right? So it's really important. All discussion boards, any type of writing, must be done at an college academic level. No Twitter, texting language, proper grammar, punctuation, capitalization, all that stuff. All right, we'll get into that a little more in a little bit. All right. Anyways, but yeah, everything's going to be due next Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. on March 23rd, except for your syllabus quiz, which is March 16th. All right, at 11:59 p.m. That's a Wednesday too, ironically. Anyways, it's very important to do all these modules by the end of the first week. Otherwise, I may drop you because there are students on the wait list. If you have any questions regarding the content of the course itself, I've created a support discussion board. So you go to discussions, and there's a support discussion board. Go ahead and drop your question here. Now, usually, I'm only one person and I have multiple classes, right? And sometimes students have the same questions, right? Instead of directly coming to me, I want every student to come to the discussion board first and drop your question here. Now, when you put your question here, other students will come in and try to answer that question for you. Now, I entice students, or I advocate for students to come here frequently in the support discussion board to see if there's any questions listed by some of your peers. If you give them a constructive feedback or an accurate response, then that student will receive extra credit points, okay? And that kind of helps incentivize communication with one another and, to get your questions answered more quickly, because someone else, 30 minutes later may have the same question and they'll come in and see, oh, someone already answered this question, have the same question answered by a different student, or I come in here and answer questions as well. If, if I see someone ask a question and, it kind of creates a Q&A automatically. All right, so whenever you have a question, come to the discussion board. Everyone else, come to the discussion board. If you see support discussion board, if you see someone drop in a question, go ahead and answer it. You'll receive extra credit points. So it's a win-win for everyone, right? When you email me for anything administrative purposes, give me at least 48 hours to respond. And in your title or subject line, make sure you have CISS 316, your last name, then your first name. Okay? This will help filter, so I know who's sending what email or what class you're associated with. Okay? Because this semester I've taught 6 classes. So it's really important to keep everything organized, at least for me, and it'll help me from missing your email by accident. All right. But other than that, that's about it for the welcome letter. And congratulations on making it to this class. Looking forward to it. All right. But course orientation is not over yet. All right. That's just a welcome letter. A little bit about me. Want to give a little debriefing of who I am. All right. So my name is Payam Hojab. I'm the statewide incident response manager over all of California. Right. I work at the Department of Technology. I used to be an ISO over the Department of Toxic Substances Control. Okay. And I also, prior, I used to do ethical hacking, and I used to work for the Department of Corrections as their security architect. So I've done quite a bit of things over my years. I have a master's in cybersecurity and information assurance and graduated from Sac State. But other than that, I'll let you guys do more stalking on me if you want to. Here's some more information. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. I did have quite a pretty cool journey to get where I'm at. So I'm more than happy to share my experience, and if anyone's looking for any guidance, mentorship, more than happy to help out. All right, now into the syllabus. All right, so if you guys pull up the syllabus, you can download it from right here. I actually have it open here. Let me just pull it up to make it a little bigger. All right. So here's my email address. Office hours, usually I do 12 to 1, or just hit me up via email and I'll try to schedule a time that works for both of us. But usually it's 12 to 1. We just have to schedule it in advance so I can send out a Zoom link or whatever it is. All right. Advisory to this class. This is a 3-unit course. Advisory is 310. All right. So the description of this course: it provides the knowledge and skills needed by today's organizations that are challenged with rapidly detecting cybersecurity breaches and effectively responding to security incidences. It provides an introduction to the knowledge and skills needed for a security analyst working with a security operations team. This course also covers core security skills needed for monitoring, detecting, investigating, analyzing, and responding to security events to protect systems and organizations from cybersecurity risks, threats, and vulnerabilities. All right. For this specific class itself, no textbooks required. All right. Now, upon learning this course, you will learn how to implement, manage Cisco secure networks, evaluate risk, vulnerability, threats, and network devices, describe the key concepts in network defense, evaluate and apply NIST cybersecurity frameworks, apply and manage cyber defense methods to prepare a system to repel attacks, evaluate how network operational procedures relate to network security, and analyze how security policies are implemented on systems to protect a network. All right. So personal requirements, 8 to 12 hours per week. Communication, you'll, what is it? I'm going to quickly, I forgot to mention that this is not a self-paced course. That's just because of the amount of work that's required for it. If I personally don't accept late work after the due date, but I understand, things happen. All right. And if you need an extension on assignments due to medical, personal, or military leave, just contact me at least 48 hours in advance. The more time you give me, the more flexible I will be, and potentially the more options I'll give you on how to, compensate for it or make up for that specific assignment or whatever it is. Otherwise, plan your week wisely, keep up with weekly assignments, and do not wait until the last minute to contact me if you run into complications. All right, and I do require proper documentation. All right. Attendance is mandatory for this class. Attendance, the definition is going to be for an online course, meaning logging into Canvas and completing your coursework weekly. Assignments are mandatory. Each section of this class is valuable, and the knowledge gained will likely help you in future courses and future sections. If you get behind and do not communicate with me, you may be dropped. All right. Since there's a lot of intercommunication with you and your student peers in the discussion boards, it's really important to have an etiquette, have respect towards one another when responding and providing constructive feedback. This is a non-threatening, non-hostile environment. If I see any sort of disrespect, you will be banned and reported. All right, that's the definition of cyberbullying. All right, I have a zero tolerance policy for that. If you need help with anything, that part is inaccurate. If you need help with anything, feel free to reach out. There's also the BCS area computer lab. There's a bunch of knowledgeable tutors in there that are more than happy to help out, but also feel free to reach out to me specifically as well. Now we have this total point system. This class is going to be up 200 points. Things may change as the course goes on. Remember that this this syllabus is going to be a living document. Things will change, potentially change. If they do, I will communicate it out to everyone several times, but it will be the responsibility of the student to understand those updates. All right. Just because it's really critical to understand that this is a living document, that things will change. Now, 200 points, that's kind of what I'm expecting, but since this is the first time teaching this class, things may go haywire. So just be on the lookout, right? Whatever happens, I will be fair. I'm a very, very fair grader. I try to make sure everyone's equal. Like, the amount of work you put in is going to reflect your grade, all right? So regardless, super flexible and super fair, all right? If you have accommodations, if you're part of DSPS, please reach out, send me your letter so I can allocate it appropriate time for you. Okay. And then the schedule. All right. So we have 8 weeks. Technically, it's going to be 9 because of spring break right here. So we'll have 8 weeks of actual coursework. And I kind of listed out how we're going to roll and the assignments and activities due for each week. As you'll see here, week 1 and week 2, we're not going to go into NetCAD, but week 3, we're going to start NetACAD. All right. Spring break. Technically, spring break is 11th through the 17th, but since our weeks are from a Thursday to a Wednesday, that's why my this spring break is the 14th through the 20th. Now, as that time comes, if anyone's running into complications and trying to finish assignments, I'll probably be more lenient on that just because it kind of falls in an awkward time. But that's still about a month away. And when that time comes, we'll figure it out. All right. But just for now, that's kind of like the tentative schedule. I may switch things up for that week just to make it a little more fair for everyone. All right. That's about it really for the syllabus. All right. Okay. Let's go to the next page. All right. So after you guys reviewed the syllabus, go ahead and take the syllabus quiz. All right. The syllabus quiz will be important to take. Remember to take it before March 16th. The due date, or at 11:59 p.m. Otherwise, I will be reaching out to see if you guys actually want to take this class. Potentially maybe drop if I don't hear a response back. There are people waiting. All right. And then your discussion board. So for Module 0, the last thing to complete Module 0 is the student introductions. All right. I kind of want to know a little bit about you. Okay. So I want to know why you're taking this course. What is your education, background, career or background? What is your 5, 10, and 15-year plan? What experience do you have with information security? How do you plan on using this course in your professional development? What do you like to do in your spare time? And if you could choose any 2 celebrity parents, who would they be, dead, fictional, or alive? All right. Remember to respond to all these 2 other classmates. Proper grammar, capitalization, college level course. All right. Post by March 23rd, Wednesday, March 23rd, 11:59 p.m. Okay. So just trying to, kind of do an icebreaker here. All right. Nothing too complicated. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. That completes Module 0, the course orientation. Now I'm going to jump into Module 1. Now Module 1 will be required to be completed for the completion of Week 1 assignments. All right. Okay, so for Module 1, we're going to be going over Chapters 1 and 2. So Chapters 1 and 2, remember, all the coursework and content for this class will be in NetAcad or Canvas. Okay? And I know I mentioned you don't have to, we don't go into the NetAcad labs until week 3, but NetAcad chapters we still have to read, starting from today. Okay? So this week, you're still going to have to log into NetAcad. We just are not going to deal with the labs themselves yet. All right? So I want everyone to log into NetAcad. So everyone should have received an email from Cisco Network Academy. Most of you guys are already subscribed or already have an account with them, but those of you who have not, I kind of will give you step-by-step of how to create an account, all right? And then you'll see that you're logged or enrolled into my class specifically. Now to get to NetAcad, you can either Google NetAcad, in Google, find the first one as the first result and press login. Or I have a link right here that says log into NetAcad. All right. So go ahead and log into NetAcad. And you'll see I'm learning here. All right. You'll just say launch course. Okay. And once you launch your course, it's CISS 316. What's it called? Cyber Ops Associate. Once you log in, you'll see all the modules or chapters are kind of broken down into different like sections. So for this week, we're just going to do this first one, modules 1 through 2, content. That's chapters 1 and 2. All right. So all you have to do is read the introduction, danger and fighters in the war against cybercrime. So only these 2. Okay. Got it? Once we go down here, these are the different chapters, right? We'll do it throughout the rest of the semester. But for this week itself, we're doing chapters 1, the danger, and chapters 2, fighters in the war against cybercrime. All right. So go ahead and read through this. All right. And we'll have associated, PowerPoints with these 2 chapters down here in the resources section. All right. And I have some lecture videos to augment the learning experience, or like while you're reading, to actually have someone discuss about some of these topics by some cybersecurity professionals and other professors out there. They did a great job of recording some of these specific topics that you're going to be reviewing and reading this week in chapters 1 and 2 in NetAcad. So I kind of want to augment the learning experience, get a different take, just so you guys have that extra resource when trying to pick up on some of these bigger concepts. All right. So there's 3 videos. Go ahead and watch them. They should definitely help out. All right. So that's the actual content itself. Chapters 1 and 2 in NetAcad, the PowerPoints, and some of the lectures. All right. Now for your assignments. Okay. For your assignments, you're going to have some labs. So I know I mentioned NetAcad labs we're not going to touch until week 3. So those are for, the virtual environments, right? We still will have labs this week and week 2, but this is more of a Word document kind of. There's no actual virtual environment that you have to log into, I guess. Maybe I should have explained that a little better, okay? But I still would like everyone to download and complete these 2 labs. The first one being compare data with a hash, and then what was taken, okay? I would like everyone to complete these 2 labs. Now, all you have to do is pretty much download them from, this Word document, open it, and then fill it out, and then re-upload it, all right? Nothing too crazy, right, for the labs. And that's why I was kind of saying we were not going to do the NetAcad labs yet until week 3, because that's when we actually start getting to the virtual environment, but we cannot go into that virtual environment until we understand, for example, how to take a hash of a document or a file, and kind of understand how threat vectors work. Okay, so that these 2 labs kind of help with those specific areas. All right, and then week 2 we have a couple other labs that are kind of like this, and we don't log into anything specifically. It's just kind of like a worksheet I want everyone to fill out, that kind of lab. And once you complete these 2, go ahead and upload it, and we should be good to go. Okay? And then you can find the specific labs by downloading it in the next pages. I uploaded the Word documents right here and right here. And these two labs right here, they actually have nothing to do with NetAcad labs. So you can actually just download them and do them on your spare time on whatever internet you need to. It doesn't require you to actually be logged into NetAcad to do them. And that's why I provided the labs specifically on Canvas. Okay. I know it sounds a little confusing, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay. And then finally for this week, I know it's a lot, all right, we have a Module 1 activity. So I would like everyone to answer these 2 questions. Locate an article where a supply chain exploit has occurred. Write 1 paragraph that summarizes the article. Okay. And then also locate an article where a social engineering exploit has occurred. Write 1 paragraph to summarize the article. I just kind of want you guys to start reading different news articles and to understand different types of attacks and how they work and where they're coming from. And so I provided a couple links for additional help, resources, and trying to find articles. Okay, but remember, Google is your best friend in security. So if you find any other articles that you want to talk about, maybe it's about SolarWinds or Log4j, whatever it may be, go ahead and feel free to write about that. All right. I'd like everyone to submit at least 2 paragraphs. Okay. And that's about it. That's all I have for this week. I know it's a lot. So let's do a quick wrap up for this course orientation. All right. I want everyone to first review the syllabus. Take the syllabus quiz. Okay. I want those 2 to be done by March 16th. By Wednesday, March 16th at 11:59 p.m. Now, for the rest of the week, I would like everyone to finish their student introductions. In addition, to read chapters 1 and 2 in NetAcad. All right, log into NetAcad, read chapters 1 and 2, watch the lecture videos right here, and review the chapter 1 and 2 PowerPoint when reading the NetAcad content. And then finally, do your labs. You have 2 labs. Compare data with a hash and what was taken lab. You do not need to be logged into NetAcad to do those 2 labs. You can do them offline. No, you need the internet, but they're not related. And then finally, to do module 1 activity, which is writing paragraphs about specific incidences that have happened, just to summarize, how supply chain and social engineering attacks or different attacks that have happened. All right. And with that, that's about it, really. I know I'm excited. Hope you guys are as well. I know this class is definitely going to be worth it. It's going to be a lot of work, as I mentioned, but trust me, just stick with it, grind it out. You will definitely be noticed. I've hired SOC analysts before, and I can tell people apart from those who actually know what they're doing and have worked with specific tools before than those who are, just coming in willy-nilly, I've taken, some security classes, but I have no idea how to actually put my hands on the keyboard. So just trust me, do it. It's worth it. And you'll really enjoy it. It's actually fun, But anyways, I'm excited for this class. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to clarify. But yeah, looking forward to it. And until next time, be on the lookout for another announcement. The announcements, that's how I communicate to you guys. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, you guys have a wonderful week. And again, let me know if you have any questions. All right, I'm going.